Hello, welcome to Awakening with Nina. Today I'm going to address psychic readings and psychic work. So I'm doing this little mini series here where I explain a little bit about different ways of working with your spiritual gifts. And so today I'm going to talk about this psychic part of it. So the psychic gift is, of course, a big field because you can use the psychic gift in so many ways. We all have psychic abilities, every single one of us. Not every single one of us is a channel or a medium, but all of us are actually in contact with our psychic gifts, whether they believe it or not. So the psychic field is big. Okay, so the psychic field can be, of course, where you use cards, you do tarot cards, you do oracle cards, or you use runes, or you read crystals, or you read in tea leaves or in coffee, or, you can read pretty much anything, okay? So that's when you use divination tools and give readings in that way. And I do believe that many of you know how to do that. I mean, it's as easy as buying an oracle deck, shuffling and asking a question in your mind and pulling a card, and voila, that's kind of a psychic reading, right? So I'm not going to address that as much, but what I want to address is doing a psychic reading without any tools. Now, you know that we are all energy and that we're all part of the same energy field. We are all beams coming out of the same source, and so we are all connected. So there is a grid here of energy that's connected, right? So when we are connected to our own grid, meaning our light being, our soul, then we are automatically connected to everybody else. Meaning that your energy can go from me, my person, over to you as your person, and then we are in the same energy field. And so we can read each other, right? It's as easy as that, actually. And so what you do is that you send your intention out to the person who wants the reading, whether that person is sitting right in front of you or on the other side of the planet or on the moon, for all I know, doesn't matter. Space between you doesn't matter. So you just send the intention and you connect energetically to whomever you're doing the reading for. And then you just open up all your senses, use all your clears, and you have to trust the information that you get. So that's why we can read a picture, for instance, of someone. Now, if it's a picture of a person that's alive, you do the same by connecting through the picture, and that will automatically connect you to that energy of that person. And it's the reading in the same way. The same way with reading objects, or touching spaces that where that person has been, it's the same way. You can also do that because sometimes the object can belong to, or the picture can belong to, someone who's deceased, but then you just go over to a mediumship reading, and that's a way to connect, and so you automatically connect to that entity that has deceased just by touching the picture or touching the object. But this video is about people that are alive and that we're doing psychic readings for. So you're just connecting energetically. And so when you have done that, you have to, first of all, meditate so that you still your mind, so that whatever comes to you is genuine, pure, and authentic from that energy from that person. But then you use all your clears. You see if you get images flashing through you, if you get a feeling. Very often it's easy to kind of ease into the reading by feeling first. Okay, how am I feeling right now? For me, at least, that's the easy way in. Very often I can see an image in my head of the person, and I get a feeling of what kind of personality they are. That's very often my first initial thing that comes to me. And that's very often where I start. It's like, okay, I feel like this person is someone who is very, need to have things in a certain way. The house is very clean. They need to have things clean around them, stuff like that. And then it just keeps coming. The information keeps coming. But that's kind of an in way, if you will, to that person. So you just have to start with the first thing that you get and trust it and start kind of babbling about it, if you will. And then more information will come. If you have a sitter in front of you, then ask them to give you feedback on what you're saying, because then you know if you're heading down the right path or not. and if you are properly connected. Sometimes if you have a sitter in front of you, it can be easier if you hold their hands a little bit first, or you know, or at least push your energy field over to their energy field. Sometimes if the person is having their first experience with a reader, they might be a little bit nervous, and so they're holding their energy back, or they're kind of blocking a little bit, and then you have to do something to make them relax. Very often laughter is the way for them to open. So you can tell a joke about yourself, or, you know, hand them a cup of coffee, cup of tea, or talk to them. Have you ever been to a reader before? And, you know, I remember my first reading and I was, whoa, you know, make something fun about it. And then they will relax. They will put their guard down, if you will, so that their energy field is more open so you can connect. So that's something as well. Make them feel comfortable. Make them feel at ease. It will be a lot easier for you to read them then. What else can I say? Yeah, it's, you know, practice the clairs. If you are very good at one clair, for instance, clairaudient, then practice your claircognizant, practice your clairvoyance. You know, use guinea pigs to practice on, and give yourself permission only to use one clair at a time, and that way you will enhance that muscle and working for you. And open up also for smells and taste on the tongue. Not only, you know, claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairsentience, and clairaudience, but, you know, also the taste and the smell. And also your skin, your feeling your entire body. Because sometimes we can get impressions on our own physical form. If it's a person who is suffering from an illness, I would say you can, of course, open up for feeling it in your own physical form. For me, I have chosen not to do that. So I put up a protection regarding that. If I feel something, I tell Spirit, okay, I got your message, please help me remove this. Because I always invite my spirit guides with me when I'm doing a reading. So just to help with that part, because you don't need to sit there and feel, oh, you know, when doing a reading, just because the other person is feeling that. So you can say to them, okay, I got your message, now please remove the feeling. Or you can set up a boundary and then you can read into the other person. Now this is a fun thing. What I have learned to do is scan their body. Okay, so I can kind of look into them, and I imagine in my head that I am an X-ray machine. Okay, so I can look into on the inside of their skin, and I can see, okay, there is a black little blob here. What can that be? And I feel into what it can be. Is it emotional? Is it a mental thing? Or is it physical? Or is it energetical? You know, you can feel into what it is. And now, this is something I have to say that is very difficult. Okay. If you see something and you kind of feel that it is severe, this happened to me. Yeah, where is your place in saying that and scaring the living daylights out of them? It's like this is a very fine balance. I saw that a woman had cancer in the stomach, and I saw, because what I sometimes get is I get this half moon, if you will, like that. And I see this gauge like so. And up, straight up is 50 years. Okay? And so I kind of see their lifespan. I saw that she would probably reach around 54. Do you tell the person? Well, I didn't. I chose not to. What I did, though, was try and tell her that I see something here. I feel like it's physical. I don't know. Have you been feeling pain in your stomach lately? And she said, no, I haven't felt anything. And I was like, well, okay. So I don't know. Maybe just to be on the safe side, that you should go see a doctor. Because I do feel like there's something here, but I can't really put my finger on what it is. That's a lie. I know it's a lie. And some mediums and psychics might say you should have said it. But then I'm like, okay, would it have made any difference? Because we are all, her higher self has the control here. I don't have the control. Her higher self decides when she's supposed to leave this life. So the way she left her life, the way she passes, and the time she passes is already set. So whether or not I have told her or not wouldn't have made any difference. And I didn't want to scare the living daylights out of her. So what I did was convey her to go to the doctor, and she did. Okay? She got to live until 57. So that's at least a plus. She got to live longer than I thought. She was a beautiful human being. She was also very spiritual, and she was not afraid to die. So she knew what was waiting for her on the other side. Luckily for me. I love you. Thank you. So yeah, that was, but it was very heavy for me because I knew, and some part of me, excuse me, wanted to tell her. Okay, I'm feeling, sorry, I just have to take a tablet. It was probably her connection that did that. Because when spirit comes in, they very often go to your communication chakra. Just a second. Yeah. Okay, so she's here and she's telling me that there's nothing you could have done anyway, so thank you. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so moving on. I know that that's a difficult question. Okay, I know that that's very difficult for people to know. Should I say something? Shouldn't I? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so what they're saying also here is that if you are sinking deep into meditation before you start the reading, so that you're talking from your higher self will know what to do. Okay? Because your higher self will be in connection with the higher self of the other person. And that other person's higher self is in control. So you need to listen to their higher self on what you're supposed to convey and not. Okay? So I hope that clarified it. But it is a difficult situation. And this is something ethical as well. And there's always this little voice also sometimes when I see those kind of things that say, but what if you're wrong, Nina? What if you're wrong? And I never want to take that chance, but what I do want is I want them to go to the doctor. So I would say something that will make them go to the doctor to get this looked at, just to be on the safe side, you know. But you convey it in a way that you say, well, just to be on the safe side, I don't know how long it was since you were at your doctor's, you know, just to check up, do a total checkup just to see, you know, without scaring them, okay? That's what I would do. But of course, this is up to you. I cannot tell you what to do, but this was my experience. So that's that. It's also the same with if they're going to experience deaths in the family, if they're going to experience sicknesses themselves, if if you see these things, or if they're going to experience a divorce, or if they're going to experience their husband or wife cheating on them, you know, if you see these kind of things, be careful on what you say, okay? Sometimes we're not supposed to know, and sometimes they are not supposed to know. So you really need to be in connection with their higher self in order to know what to convey to them and not. So please, please, please be ethical about that. Feel into what would you like to know? Would you like to know just straight out from somebody you didn't know? You can, if you use cards and the cards tell you that there is something here, you could use, like if there's adultery, you can use the term as in, well, I see somebody's not being totally honest with you here. I see that there's some hidden truths here. Okay? You don't need to say your husband is going to cheat on you. But again, this is up to you. You need to figure out what you feel is right for you to do in that situation. But that's the way I do it. That's the way I have chosen to do it. Okay? So, what else? Yeah, so I've told you about the energy, protecting your own energy. You can you know, x-ray the other person to see if there's something there. Or you can choose not to if you don't want to go into their physical form, and go on the emotional or mental instead if that feels better for you. You know, it's all sorts of ways to do this. So you have to decide where you want to go, what you want to convey to them. Very often they will have questions though. They will have direct questions on something. And if you get a direct question, you have to ask them. And this is something that Lisa Williams told us when we did her schooling. You always ask in the beginning of the reading, do you want to know everything? Okay, so that's something you can do as well. You can adopt that from her, or both in mediumship readings and in psychic readings. Do you want to know everything? So I often do it in a conversation when I stumble across something that is maybe severe or difficult to hear. I will ask them, you know, or if they have asked me a direct question, I can ask them, for instance, why is this important for you to know? Or why is this important for you to know at this time? Or do you truly want to know? Or, you know, something like that. Or do you want to know everything? So you have to kind of feel into what your reader truly wants to know. Okay. So your sitter, I mean. Sometimes it can be difficult. It can be, you know, a balance here. So you need to really feel into it or ask blunt, straight out, is this something you want to know? Okay, so that's that. Is there something else? I don't think so. I think I've addressed most of the stuff here. If you have any questions regarding this, please answer and ask me questions in the comments section and I will address them. I will answer you there. And if this is a topic that you want me to talk more about in the live that we're going to do in the end of February, then please let me know in the comment section and I will write it down so that it will be part of that live. I will address some questions or whatever there. And I will get back to you on what date and what time that we're going to do the live. It will be towards the end of February. I don't know what date yet, but I will put a note out and I will make a short video or something like that to make you know, get you, so that you will get to know what date I'm going to do the live. And on the live, we also I talk about stuff that, you know, questions that I get before I do the live, and also I draw some cards for you guys, so if you want to be part of that. Okay, anyways, that was it for today, people. Thank you so much for watching this video. Till the next time I see you.